If you like this podcast, share it with your friends. You can follow us on social media either on Facebook or on Twitter at Clever Ramblings. If you have any feedback or comments, please mail us at cleverramblings@gmail.com or visit our website cleverramblings.weebly.com. As always, we really appreciate you listening, and now enjoy today's podcast. Podcast. My name is M.
My name's Ivan.
And I guess first thing to say is welcome back, everyone. We've been gone for a while. It's been almost half a year. So, of course,
it's been more than that, hasn't
it? I think the last episode was in end of May. Yeah, you're right. That's been over half a year. Yeah.
Damn. Y'all missed us. I know y'all missed us.
Yeah, exactly. So today we're gonna talk about where we've been, what we did over the summer. So it was a very eventful summer.
Yeah, we kind of were in the same geographical place, but, it's okay.
What?
We were in the same, oh my God, it was a joke. Like, we were in different mental spaces, but same I was still in Cambridge, you were still in Germany.
Yeah, that's true. But yeah, we're gonna
I can't with this guy. This is why I can't.
Yeah, okay, Ivan. But, so yeah, that's what we're gonna talk about, what happened over the summer. And I'll guess with that we start. So... First of all, my summer was not as eventful as Ivan's summer, but I was also... You're gonna hear in a little bit why it was so eventful, and probably most of you already know. But I was in Berlin, did an internship for 3 months, so I wasn't even here in Regensburg, so it was a little bit hard to record and get the editing done because I only had my laptop there and I had to work a lot.
I think these are excuses, but keep going.
Ivan, shut up. But yeah, so I had a nice summer in Berlin. Berlin is great, and yeah, that was a fun time. Now to you, Ivan. Did you have a fun time over the summer?
Well, damn, you just you didn't do anything else besides that?
No, I did.
Yeah.
I actually didn't. I was in Berlin. There were 3 months, and yeah, went out there, went partying, and had a good
dinner.
time.
Had a nice dinner.
Had a dinner every day. Got to know a different uni. Got to know a different.
CM, he's so fat now. It's crazy.
No, I'm not. I'm bulking. Oh, now I'm already cutting, but I bulked, and I spent all my money in Berlin for food because you can have everything there. It's so great. They offer so many different foods. And it all tastes so good, so I just had to spend the money for food, and yeah, of course I didn't eat too healthy there. But that's for another time. So that was my summer. And then, of course, I started my master's thesis in October. So I've been working on that for the last couple of months. Yeah.
So I guess it's my turn.
It's your turn. Everyone is eager to hear what you did.
Well, for those of you who are listening, hi Mom. This is going to get dark probably, but I won't make it too dark. But I like making dark jokes because what's the point of going through dark shit if you can't laugh about it? So, over the summer, I had a very, 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 very eventful summer, mostly consisting of a lot of mental issues. So I started on antidepressants for the first time. This is my first time ever on medications at all. And that was fun. It was because the thing is, sometimes they make you a little bit more suicidal. Sometimes they make they really, your mood fluctuates, and it can fluctuate very quickly. And it wasn't just depression that I have, but I have depression, I have paranoia, I have OCD, anxiety. So yeah, plenty of panic attacks this year, which was fun. Well, not this year, but 2020, but 2019. Wow, 2011. What was I thinking? 2019, I had nice amount of panic attacks. They were always super fun. And yeah, so anxiety, basically a whole bunch of stuff. But the thing is, I had a lot of these stuff. So I dealt with depression when I was a teenager as well, and even into younger adulthood, and the paranoia got worse towards when I was, at the end of my undergraduate uni. But I've always had these sort of issues, like mood issues or mental issues. Now that I can see that now in hindsight, that I always had these. I was always kind of, double checking things and triple checking things and being obsessive about certain things. But I kind of thought, oh, it's fine. But the thing is, last year, everything kind of crashed and came to a big, like, crazy collision, at the same time. And part of that was because, I was being encouraged to go to therapy. And when you go to therapy, I've been to therapy before, but when you really, really try therapy and really try to go through it, right, you're going to you have to, in a way, unearth and relive a whole bunch of shit that maybe you kind of let go for a while, or you just forgot about, or conveniently, like, or suppressed.
You repress it, yeah.
Yeah, like you suppressed it or something. You didn't really, take, deal with it necessarily. But then, you start thinking about these things and you start dealing with these things, and then, then it's never great when, like, alcohol is involved, because then I started trying to drink in order to, well, not trying to drink. I did drink. I'm very successful at drinking, by the way.
Yeah, that's nothing to really be proud of, but okay.
You're Bavarian, so you need to stop, okay?
Doesn't mean that I have to be proud of how much I can drink just because I'm Bavarian.
Can you let
Why
me
are
be
you
proud of
stereotyping
something?
me? I don't wear lederhosen every day, so that's
Yeah,
a
you do.
stereotype
You
going.
went bed right now with your lederhosen on.
No, I'm not.
Okay.
I have normal pants on, no lederhosen. My lederhosen are at my parents' place, so I don't even have a pair here.
That's disgraceful. But anyway, so yeah, so I drank a lot this past year. Which now that I do, like, Facebook memories, like, I allow myself, like, because I didn't know, like, somehow the setting got turned off, like, where you can get Facebook notifications of, like, shit you said, like, 8 years ago. And I've been sending some of these to, like, some of my friends, including Em, and I'm just like, why was I so much smarter when I was, like,
Yeah.
18? I was, like, 18, 19. I was woke as fuck. Like, I was, like, really, I mean, I was also, like, said some really stupid shit as well. But at least, like, I don't know. I was like, oh yeah, I should just care about, I should put myself first and everything like that. And then look at me now. I'm 26 and fucking idiot.
Yeah, you're not listening to your younger
Yeah,
self
I know.
at
It's like,
all.
what happened? I looked at some of these messages, like, I wrote that. But anyway, and so yeah, so I started having a lot of these issues, and then I was also, I think, in a way, I also tried to sort of escape. One way that I try to escape besides drinking is to get into relationships, or, as I like to call for 2019, and this is my favorite word for 2019, situationships. where I don't know, in a way, I think, because you at least me growing up, you're always trying to look for whatever, care and love that you didn't feel, and not necessarily that people didn't love you, but that you necessarily didn't feel, or you felt like you were missing when you were a kid. So I think, sort of subconsciously, it's not like I wasn't doing any of these things, consciously or on purpose. It was just, you sort of attach yourself to people, and things get very, very intense. And, in one particular instance during the summer, I was in a very intense sort of relationship, and it ended very, very, very badly. But you know what? Honestly, I know M is not going to agree with this statement, but I'm going to say it because M is, biased. Honestly, I feel like between me and this person who will not be named, we had a very intense, and I still believe a very special bond. I don't even think I've ever really connected with someone at that level. Like I think I have had love for someone to that level. Like my first, major girlfriend, I definitely had, loved her because we grew up together. So that was a different type of love. But I don't think I never experienced like a connection in the sense that this person, I felt like that she really understood me in certain ways.
Do you think that was the circumstances at that moment? So you think that you could exchange her for anybody else, or let's say a similar person to her at that, and you would build the same bond at that moment, or you really think that it was her, just her or specifically her that led to this kind of connection?
See, look at you. Now you sound like other people. But so at first I didn't know. So I mean, the thing is, that was an open question, right, for me for a long time. So we ended sometime at the end of the summer, beginning of fall, and I can say I think I definitely could say without a doubt that yes, I do attachment. It is I do get attached to people, and I do kind of do that with a lot of people, but I will go on record to say that I believe that what we had was very different, because I don't know, it put like this, it felt very different, and even like normally, like after like, a situation ends, I'm able, okay, what I mean, I kind of like just move on, keep going, get into some other shit that is like, that I shouldn't get into, or something like that. But the effect of that quote unquote breakup was it lasted like a long time. To even when I was, it lasted, and there's still things about her that I miss, and stuff like that. And I really do think that we had a special connection, a special bond. It's hard to describe it, but I definitely don't think that you could just interchange her with someone else, because I really did really cared about her, and still do. I still care about her. We don't talk, but So so I think, so all of that, relationship stuff, mental illness, alcohol, just family things, of course. That always happens to me for some reason, because my family just we're very dysfunctional. But yeah, so I was going through a lot, and it got to a point where I actually attempted to end my life, which I never thought I would. Well, I'd been suicidal when I was young as well. I've been depressed for like as long as I can remember, really. But as far as like, I've been suicidal, but I never really like went to the steps of actually going to attempt it, until when was it? Yeah, August 24th. Was when I decided I was trying to overdose on the medication I was taking, which failed miserably, so I can't even do that right. See, I told you I was going to give you dark jokes, but you just gotta accept it. I was the one that did it, right? So I can laugh at it. And so because I'd written up this, I went to I don't know where I was, but I was maybe, I had to be a teenager. I still wanted to know where I heard this before. But I think I went to a talk sometime when I was in high school. And someone said, if you're going to kill yourself, at least write your own obituary. Right? So that your family members don't have to go through the pain of having to, remember, think about you and write it for you, because it's I can imagine a very painful experience, even when a loved one dies, regardless of circumstances. So I said, you know what, fair. So I decided to do that. So I started writing that, I think, August of 2018, I think I started. And then eventually in August, oh wow, like a year later, that's crazy.
You started in August 2018, I didn't know that.
Oh, well, surprise. Well, I mean, I was writing it more as a creative writing exercise, in a sense. Like, I was really depressed, but I wasn't like at that point yet where I was ready to do it completely. Right? But I had started writing this obituary and stuff like that. And, oh, sorry, I didn't mean to like, spring that on you. But, so I finished it about a year later, and that's when I decided, so I sent it to certain people. So it was an explanation of why I decided to end my life. And I sent it to certain people, not to get attention or anything like that, but only, to the people so I know that like all my loved ones or all the people that I care about will somehow see it. Right? Because my thing is, I know I can't give them closure for why I'm doing why I wanted to do what I wanted to do, but at least I can try to explain reasons why, and it's the most that I can do. Right? I felt like, and it's the least I could do at the same time. So I sent it to M, I sent it to, the other people, and at least so that every one of my friend groups would, or people that I know in every sort of part would eventually read it. And so hopefully they would find some solace and some closure from that. Which saved my life, actually. So I was taking these pills, and I was maybe popping one every 10 minutes after I'd been drinking all night. And I sent it to my supervisor. So my supervisor had known about my mental issues since I got to Cambridge. Actually, the first day that we met, I was like, yeah, I'm paranoid as hell. Stuff like that. Like, it was actually really great. Like, it was funny. Like, I mean, but I was like, I gotta let him know. So I was like, I'm going to be upfront about this. And so I sent it to him, and he immediately called me, right? Which I should have figured he was going to do that, right? Like, I thought for some reason, I was like, oh, I'll send it to him, and that's it, right? I sent it to him, call, and I was like, I can't not answer, because then he's going to get even more concerned if I don't answer. Yeah. So I answered. And little did I know, so we talked and stuff like that, and I was like super awkward trying to like talk about work and shit. So I was like, I just sent him like my fucking obituary, and then here he is like, I'm saying, yeah, intelligence research, like we're really gonna like figure this out eventually. And I was talking about like all this like science shit, and he's like, you have to stick around for this, right? Like you have to like be alive in order to solve this question. And I was like, yeah, point, whatever. But so then he had called so in Cambridge they have like porters, which are basically, I don't know how to describe, but anyways, he called people into my room. And so the thing is, so someone came and knocked on my door. So as I was popping these pills, and then started talking to me, and which then it was like super awkward, because like I can't, now it was kind of like they interrupted me what I was doing, right? So it was kind of like I can't still do this, because then people kept coming into my room. And so now I no longer could pop the pills, because I was kind of under like supervision, which in a way, and that point was very annoying. But in hindsight, I mean, with his call and them coming over and all the friends that came over, that saved my life. Yeah. Because I just would have kept popping the pills until I got to the lethal dose. And luckily, I mean, it didn't, that's the thing, I took enough where I felt something weird. It was weird that night, but I went to a wedding reception that night, so that was great. But I was, I don't know, I did have side effects from that, but it wasn't anything I probably should have went to the hospital, but I decided not to, because I was still really, suicidal at that point. But yeah, so I mean, luckily I've recovered from that, and yeah, and I mean, and since then, I mean, I've been into a lot more like therapy, and really trying to be engaged in healthier interactions, not just relationships, but just anything. Like there's things that I won't do now. Like there's events I won't go to, because I'm just like, because sometimes you'll go to things that you really don't want to go to, because you want to be there for you want to like make another person happy, right? But sometimes right now at this point, I'm just like, honestly, if I feel like it's going to be stressful for me and my mental health, I'm like, you know what, to be honest with you, I can't, because if y'all want, if y'all want me to have a panic attack in the middle of the thing, like M had to deal with when I was in Germany.
Yeah.
Oh, that was so fun.
Yeah, I had to carry him away.
Oh, that was great. And he's so strong. He's so strong now. He's been working out. So I was like, oh, this is. And then it was weird because he was carrying me, but I was like, no, I'm strong myself. Like I'm grown. You ain't gonna carry me.
Yeah,
And then I was
because background, he went from a panic attack to like being super angry and like this, and then I got fed up because we were out partying. I just wanted to go home. I was fucking hungry. It was cold, so I was like, no, I'm not having that shit. And I just picked him up and carried him for like I don't know, like a good couple of like maybe 100 meters, and then I let him down again. But it was so funny because I also noticed he didn't know how to react because he wasn't prepared for me picking it up.
yeah, I was confused. I was like, wait a minute. Like I was like, in some one way this feels nice because I don't have to walk. But then I was thinking like, you know what? I'm gonna walk all the way back to where he carried me, and then I'm gonna walk back to undo the picking up he did. I said that was embarrassing. You carried me around like if people were looking. I was like, what the hell?
Yeah, and I don't know what people thought. Like, did they think like I'm like abducting you or something? Because you were screaming, and then all of a sudden I picked you up. I don't know what the people were thinking around, but I didn't care at that moment. But it would be fun to like look back how people were looking at us.
Yeah, so that was funny. But anyway, and so yeah, so I just try to avoid situations that are gonna cause me unnecessary, or like things that are gonna like I get very tired. Like the medication makes me really tired, sometimes, and if I have a very
You slept
shut up.
for 16 hours the day you came.
listen, I'm going through a lot, Em.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Um,
you can sleep alone. You want.
and and you know, for me, it's like if something's gonna be very emotionally draining for me, like I try to stay away from it because I know that like if I get in that situation, I'll be sleeping and I've lost a lot of weight and stuff like that, and I'll be going for like 2 days and I can't really do anything. Like it really debilitates you in some way.
Yeah, I think you're at the point now where you have to prioritize you first and then other people and take care of yourself. That's the most important thing now. And if people don't understand it, well, like I said, you have to prioritize you now, then that's how it is. But you're at the point where it's really important to take Ivan first, everybody else second, I think.
Yeah, because the thing is, I pride myself on being loyal. I pride myself on, you know, if someone is there for me. I mean, if someone needs me to be there, like I'll at least try to be there for them. Like I'm not always saying I'll be effective. Sometimes my advice is complete trash, but you know, I at least would try to help you. And I have put a lot of other people's wants and needs over mine for a very long time. And I think it gets really, it's really disappointing and depressing when like people won't go to the same lengths that you'll go for them.
Yeah.
And so therefore it gets very like, it's just very upsetting. It's just disappointing.
Yeah.
But I think this year, for example, like for me, like 2020 I ain't taking no bullshit at all. I said, I like, for me, 2019 was wild. I had some people, you know, say some crazy shit to me and treat me a certain way and stuff like that. Of course, they won't be named as well, either. To me, it's like certain people, you just realize that, like, I can't with you because you're gonna get me to be what was called, like, you're gonna get me out my position. Like, I've made it so far from where I came from, and people will push you. They keep playing, and they do all these things because if I react to that, I'm gonna be the one that's looked at as wrong and crazy and stuff like that. And so with those people, you just say, you know, fuck them. I can't. I just gotta cut you out my life, and I can't do that. And so yeah, so I'm just, to me, if you with me, you with me. If you're not, you're not, and that's where it is. But I am grateful for the people who, you know, stuck by me and you know, it's been it's definitely been a hell of a ride, man. It's been interesting.
Yeah, 2019 was crazy. If you look back from the beginning, from January where we were there, and now it's been a crazy year.
Yeah, but I don't know. But I'm trying to, but I'm learning every situation I'm in. I learn something from it, and I try to get better from it, and things like that. Yeah, and I think my only regret is that relationship that I had that ended badly in the summer.
Yeah.
Because I think she was a very, still is, I mean, she's a very special person. I haven't seen, someone as beautiful. Like, I mean, she was a very beautiful, kind person. And I think that's very rare to see in people. And I wish that, we were somehow in each other's life, or at least if we hadn't ended the way that we ended. But I mean,
but that's not your fault. Like,
no, but I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I know it's not my fault,
Exactly.
It's no one's fault. It's the situation's fault.
Exactly.
Look
Yeah.
at that. Look at me going through therapy.
See who's growing there.
Shut up.
A new Ivan from the ashes.
Never say from the ashes again ever. Okay?
Sure,
We are banning him already from saying that word. Never say from the ashes.
But yeah, so I guess that wraps up what you did during the summer, what we did during the summer. So we wanted to let everybody know, because we know how people are looking forward to our podcasts, and we're probably wondering why we were gone for so long. I know everybody was like, where are they? Why don't they release another episode? So we wanted to clear things up. And I'll guess the last thing what we're gonna do today, so it's gonna be a shorter one anyway, but we'll talk about what our plans are for this year. So maybe personally, but mostly about with the podcast, now that we left off for a little while. And I think, if I remember correctly, we did a New Year's episode last year. And our plans were like release more often or more consistent, release on iTunes, get more guests. So that obviously didn't work out at all. So I guess this year we're gonna try it again, or what do you say?
Yeah, I mean, let's try to be more consistent. It's always a great thing.
Yeah, and maybe also get it on iTunes. Ivan always says he's gonna do it, but we all know Ivan. So
listen. I'm busy, man. I'm trying to finish my PhD over here. I'm doing things. Got published.
Yeah, I know. Congratulations on that. But
Em didn't even read my paper. That's crazy.
I did. While you were even here, I read it.
That's crazy. No, you need to read the whole thing. The whole thing is beautiful.
No, I'm not reading the supplements and everything.
The whole thing is gorgeous.
No, as long as it's not in Nature or Science, no.
It should have been, but we was like, you know what? It's their laws.
Okay.
We decided to go with developmental cognitive neuroscience. It's my field. Science and nature, they're gonna have to wait. They're gonna have to wait till we ready. Okay? Till we ready to submit there.
Okay.
There was no way that was gonna get decided here in nature, but whatever.
But yeah, so I guess we try to be more consistent and get it on iTunes.
Yep, so hopefully when you listen to this episode, it will be on iTunes. So it'll kind of be a reintroduction, but also on iTunes and other platforms, it'll be a introduction to people who have Apple playlists.
Yeah, exactly. Because we got comments that would be way more convenient if we finally get it on iTunes. So we really should make that happen.
Yeah, we should try to have some guests, and I don't know. I think pretty much most of the same. I think we're not. Neither one of us are like super. I don't think we care too much about like, making it huge. Like I don't need it to be a big podcast like where everyone's, because then that'd be even worse. Because then that's even more pressure. And imagine I have a fucking mental breakdown. And then, you know what I mean? That's not going to be like, I like it where it's like, people stop watching. People have already stopped listening to the episode, by the way, because our listeners only listen to like the first 10 or 15 minutes. But I think I like it that it's, I wanted to grow, but I don't think I never wanted to be like a Joe Rogan or a Sam Harris or anything like that, because they have like platforms and stuff that, you know, people really depend on them consistently to release shit.
Yeah,
And I feel like
our production value would have be so high and everything, and we really have to invest time then, not just randomly like, you want to record today? Yeah, sure. What we gonna talk about? Blah blah blah. Okay, let's go. We really had to make like a whole plan for the whole show. So yeah, that's not my plan either.
Yeah, basically we don't want to be professional, okay?
Yeah.
So
we'll keep that as a hobby, and
yeah, it's more. This is more like a fun hobby, and you know, we'll market it to people and tell people we have it, and hopefully listeners grow. But we want it to be organic and for people to really tune in and really listen. So I think that's kind of because we think we have unique perspectives. So I think that's kind of where it is. So don't worry, we're not gonna hit you with a whole bunch of ads and all that shit.
Yeah, probably not. Probably not. But yeah, I think, and 2020 already started out with a lot happening, so I think in 2020 we have enough to talk about, and let's see how often we can make it. Maybe each month, maybe every 2 weeks was the first thing, right? Maybe now that I'm also with my master thesis, maybe every month we can aim for that, and everything below that is just extra.
Yeah, we're so extra.
And I think that's the plan for 2020.
Yeah, so it's all about growth and stuff like that. And I gotta say this before we leave. The number one thing I learned from 2019, if I were to sum up my experience, in 2019, just because you meet good people doesn't mean that they're good for you. And I think that's very important for people to realize and understand, is that you can meet a lot, like sometimes things don't work out and you sit there as like, but this person is a great person, this person is a good person, and you know, just stuff like that. But sometimes at that time, and again, to talk about the relationship in the summer, you know, sometimes it's like you meet at a wrong time, or you know, the situation didn't work out because you know, sometimes people aren't ready to meet each other. Right? Sometimes you just kind of meet by chance, and you're not in a situation where that relationship or that interaction or whatever can go, whether it's friends or romantic. It can't flourish because maybe y'all have problems on your own that you have to deal with, and then when you bring them together, it just makes both of y'all worse. So I think just because you meet good people doesn't mean it's the right time, and doesn't mean they're good for you at that moment. Yeah. Some people are just bad for you in general, but you know, but I think that's the big thing, and I think that helps me like get a lot of closures. Like you know, when bad things happen, it's like I don't look at this person as like, oh, this person's necessarily a bad person. It's like, you know what, they just right now in my life they just weren't good for me at that time, and to me it's like maybe we meet again at some point, or maybe you know friendships or whatever get you know repaired or whatever like that. But at this point, it's like, you know, you see where it is.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I think we leave it at that, and we're gonna see you the next time. Hopefully this episode gets quickly on iTunes, and have a great night.
And mind you, this is happening a couple days after the whole US-Iran thing.
Yeah, so you have a time point where we are right now, and we'll see when we get it.
I hope that we're still alive by then.
Yeah, I hope that too, and you're not drafted. Well, with your mental issues, that would be a bit tough, but you never know. Maybe
I don't think I can get drafted because I'm fucked. Like, I'm literally mentally fucked. They can't draft. Can you imagine?
Yeah.
Imagine me having a panic attack in fucking Iran. That'd be crazy.
Yeah, maybe if we record the next episode and it's still relevant, which seems to be the case, then we'll talk about that for sure, because I think that's a really hot topic that we should.
Well, hopefully we don't have to talk about it, because I hope I hope that there's no war there, but it doesn't seem likely. But you know, we'll probably have to talk about it.
Yeah. Okay, so see you the next time.
All right, bye.